Hello Hive with Jez. Flosstube number 2. There we go. I came back. It happened. It's a thing that happened. If you're interested in finding me online places, I would recommend finding me on Instagram. I am Jez High-Low, Jez _ HIGH _ LOW on Instagram. And that's really the only place that I am active. I do not have Facebook or, you know, what have you. So, let's see. I'll get better at this if I'm consistent and, you know, upload it. I can't figure out how to like get my camera set up, so I'm like up on my knees right now because I can't figure out the camera situation. I should get a tripod. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Okay, anyway, if you recently subscribed, I really appreciate it. This is a new channel for me. Like I said in the first episode, I had another channel for a while, but I really just wanted to start fresh, and so here I am. So anyone who has kind of come over here, I really appreciate it. That's it. I guess. That's all I have to say about that. So let's see, what else can I say about me? I am a homeschooling mom of 2. You will see homeschool things behind me on the chalkboard. We talked about the silkworm life cycle last week, and I am just too lazy to erase things, so there you go. Yeah, so I live in the Pacific Northwest on the Kitsap Peninsula, which is right across from Seattle. We are right now in a bit of a like panic mode in this country, but really in the Seattle area, I think it's especially bad because this is like the epicenter of COVID-19. Yay! So yeah, we're trying to like not leave our homes, and people are kind of going crazy buying supplies, and I know this is true probably all over the country, but something about this area, like the slightest thing happens and people freak. Like if there's a snowstorm, people freak. If there's an outbreak, people freak. So yes, we are in the thick of all of this, I guess I should say. And actually next week a friend is visiting, and we're supposed to be going kind of like on a road trip, and I'm like, ooh, okay, wash your hands, wash your hands. Okay, anyway, that is neither here nor there. But yeah, I don't know how to start these things, so let's just get started. FOs. I actually have some FFOs. Well, I have 2 FFOs, but I can only really show you one of them because one is a gift and I have to wait to show it until after they receive it. So I'm going to record that and then put it in a future episode. But the first thing I finished is something for my youngest, Grant, who is gonna be 3 this year. I stitched Blueskin by Plum Street Samplers. I used all the called for stuff, and I put it on this cute little thingy. So this is from Joanne, and it was like a natural wood color. And I used Stockmar watercolor paints, which come in little tubes, not tubes, like little tiny jars. It's like a liquid watercolor, and you mix it with water. And I use that as sort of a wood stain. And then I used like sticky board for some fabric and that, and this hangs in my son's bedroom. I think it turned out really cute. And I stitched this for him because he really went through a phase where he loved horses. He's less into horses, more into superheroes at the moment, but he's almost 3. So I expect his interests are going to be changing often. But the back is very sloppy, but you can kind of see what it looked like before. And yeah, I really loved stitching this one, and this is the first time I really finished something like this, and it is not perfect. It is not perfectly centered, and that is because the hot glue that I used to stick it on there dried really quickly, and so I was rushing to actually get it to adhere. So I kind of just slapped it on. There you go. Very cute. I love Plum Street. I think they might be my favorite design company, person, what have you. Anyway, I have another FO. This is not an FFO, but it is going to be very soon. And that is in, where is it? Boop. This is You Had Me at Flamingo by Hands On Design. And I think it's the called for fabric. And I used DMC flosses. Oh, this, with the exception of this color here, this is Gentle Art Piney Woods, I think. Maybe not. My plan for this, I was out and about at World Market and I found these cool trays. So I think they're meant to be put in a drawer and be decorative or on your desk, because they don't have any kind of hanging thing on there. But I saw it and I was like, oh, this is I could set it upright on a table and stick this inside, and then you'll see on the edges here that pink still happening. So that's my plan, and I think it will work. I hope it'll work. Let's just very roughly fold this. Just to get an idea. So I think that'll be cool. Maybe, I don't know. It's kind of silly, but I like it. So that's the plan for this. These were $9.99 at World Market. And they had lots of colors. So I have this one, and I have a yellow one, because I have another project that I finished last year that I think will look cute in this, and that is from Satsuma Street. I think it's called Welcome Spring. And I have no idea what colors these are. I just picked colors. I did not use the called for at all. But let's fold this one up too. Stick it in there. I think it'll be cute, maybe. I might actually itch my nose. I might actually sew some fabric on the edges of this, because this is taller than it is wide, to make it square. But I haven't figured out what fabric to use for that, but that's the plan. So I don't know, it's just a cute idea. We'll see. We'll see if it works out. Okay. So those are all my FOs for this week that I'm going to show. Now, in the time since I last recorded, I have started new things. but at least I've also finished some things. But the first thing I'm very excited about, because it is my leap year start, so hashtag Long Dog Leap Day Sal is an event. Is it an event? I don't know. An event. A stitch along being hosted by 2 Martini Stitcher, who is lovely. She occasionally comes to our Stitchy meetup. But she was talking about this leap year start. You choose a Long Dog Samplers pattern, and you start it on leap day with the intention of finishing it on the next leap day, so 2024. And of course, I find out about this like a few days before leap day and go, oh, I have to do this. This is something I have to do. And I didn't have any of the fabric, like none of my fabric was the right size. And long dog patterns are pretty intense, but yeah. So I chose this one. Do Different. I bought the download version and I just paid to have it spiral bound because I started stitching it with just using my phone, like, because it's a download, so I had it on my iPhone. But I was having such a hard time keeping track of where my stitches were, and I was like, so I paid like 10 bucks to have it bound. It is, I think, 14 pages long. I don't know. There's not page numbers on it. But I love this though. So here it is. It doesn't look like much. Ugh. There's the size of it. And there's my progress. I feel like it looks like it's black, but it is not black. I'm using a thread that I've never used before. Threadworks. Where's it going? That's upside down. Threadworks. And it's like a very dark tealy blue and green, variegated. That's pretty good, I think. Yeah, look at that. Now, I chose these because they didn't cost much more than a skein of like Weeks Dye Works or whatever, but they have like 20 yards in one of them. So I didn't have to buy as much. I do think I need to pick up 1 or 2 more just to make myself feel better. But yes. Teeny tiny bit done. But I have 4 years, y'all. I have 4 years. I can just take my time. Yeah, right. We'll see. Love it. Oh, the fabric is 40 count Witchelt linen. And I want to say the color was stone something. I feel like it had something to do with stones. So, yay. Big project. Long-term goals. Gotta love them. What else? I have been working on Sweet Sentiments by Scattered Seed Samplers. Oh, I don't have the picture visible, just the chart. Here we go. This one. And here's my progress. This is on 36 count Heartland Edinburgh CC, did I say it right? Um, Edinburgh. And I love it. I did make one modification. Do you see what it might be? I decided to color the fingernails red for a little more definition there. The pattern just has you use the skin color for the fingernails. But I did not like that, so I changed it. Because you can do that. That's a thing you're allowed to do. I like to make that clear to people because I've had so many people be like, what? You can change the pattern? Yes, you could do whatever you want because it belongs to you. But oh, I love this so much. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm so close. I just have this and then a key over here. I love it. I love it. So that is Sweet Sentiments by Scattered Seed Samplers. Oh, here. Threads. So pretty. Okay. Next, we have All Creatures, Great and Small. Been chugging away on this. I think last time I showed it, I did not have this cow here. And I don't know if I had started the border yet, but I have now. I've decided that I'm going to try to work on the border as I go instead of doing it all at once to save myself some heartache. But I adore this. This is all the called for DMC colors and 40 count, is it Vintage Country Mocha? That feels right to me. I love it so much. This is probably one of my favorite projects ever. And it's been on the needles, it's been in the hoop, on the needles. Can you tell that I knit? It's been in the hoop for a long time. But I should be able to move it soon to another part of the hoop because I am not one of those people that take things off the hoop when I'm not working on it. I know you're supposed to do that, but I don't do that. Yay, love it. So that's that one. And the final whip, I don't have a whole lot finished on, but it is by Pineberry Lane, and it's a collection of patterns called Little Shamrocks. And I think it's 3 or 4, it's 4 different designs that are sort of St. Patrick's Day themed, and they're very cute. And I found, I can't show them to you because I found a downloadable version of the pattern. But go look it up, it's cute. I am taking 3 of the 4 designs that are nearly square shaped, not quite square, but nearly. And I am putting them into one design, so I'm going to stack 1, 2, 3. But here's what I have. I have just started the lower design, and it's a sweet girl who's holding shamrocks, and then these are shamrocks in her skirt. And then the center one that I'm going to do is like a vase with shamrocks coming out of it. And the top one is 2 girls around a vase of shamrocks. So, I mean, it's a lot of shamrocks. It's a lot of shamrocks. And I'm stitching this because I think it's cute, not because I am super into St. Patrick's Day or being Irish. Although, I do believe I am part Irish. Who knows? I'm a melting pot in a human form. My my grandmother's maiden name was Hand, which I guess is Irish. So I've been told I'm Irish, but I'm also Armenian and all kinds of other stuff, and German and, you know, whatever. So I'm not really connected to any of it, but I am American. How many Americans have that same story? Like, we try to be so much more interesting, but really we're just Americans. Anyway, this is all I have. This is really rambly. Why am I doing this? Okay, so this fabric is a 28 count, and I don't know what it is because it was a freebie. At one of my stitchy meetups, there was a collection of books and magazines and fabrics and patterns that were up for grabs, and I took this, so I'm using it. I don't usually stitch on fabric that is this big. I get mixed up because 40 count is small, but it's a bigger number, so okay. I don't usually stitch on 14 count. That's what I'm trying to say, or 28 count. And I'm using 2 strands of DMC, which I do not like using 2 strands. I do not like it, but it'll work. Will I finish this before St. Patrick's Day? Probably not. Does it matter? Will I hang it up in my house anyway? Yeah, I will. So, there we go. Those are all my whips that I have worked on since my last Flosstube. I have more whips, of course, but I have not touched them, so there's really no point in pulling those out. So, I did want to say that I went to the First Thursdays meetup stitchy group at Acorns and Threads in Portland, Oregon. I drove down with my friends Cece and Janine, and we got up at the butt crack of dawn. Well, not really, but for me it was pretty early. And we drove down there and met up with a bunch of people. So if you were there, hi, nice to meet you. Some people I already knew, but you know, there were some new people that I'd never met before. And I guess it wasn't as busy as it usually is because of, you know, pandemic, but we decided to be brave and go. And we were kind of crazy, and like, we had hand sanitizer and we washed our hands so many times, and so far I'm not sick, so yay. But no, it was so nice, and I really want to go again. It's like 3.5 hours from where we live, so it's not a short day, but it was worth it. And then we went afterwards to Cracker Barrel, which is like something only people from the South and the Midwest will understand, I think. Why do we like it? It's not very good, but it's very good. You don't understand. Okay. Anyway, while at Acorns and Threads, I was so overwhelmed by all the stuff, and I really wanted to buy 1,000 things, but I had just pre-ordered a ton of patterns, 5 patterns from the Nashville market. I went through Top Knot Stitcher's website and picked a bunch of things, and I can't wait to get them. But yeah, so I spent a crap ton of money on patterns, and then I went to Acorns and Threads and was like, eek. But I was really good for Jessica. Like, for Jessica, I did really well. I have a bit of a impulse buying problem. Anyway, I got 2 pieces of fabric that I thought were just beautiful. So this is, I think, 30, oh no, this is 40 count. Picture this plus linen in the dusk color. So it's like a navy blue. Love it. I clearly like navy blue. My walls are blue. So that is cool. This is a 13 by 18 piece. And then, oh my gosh, this might be my favorite fabric color in the world. Look at it. This is Weeks Dye Works Linen Havana. Oh my gosh. It's such a like tobacco-y, mustardy, almost brown. I love it. And this is 36 count. Yes, 36 count, 27 by 18. So pretty big piece. Not sure what is gonna go on either of these. I have no idea. I just stashed them. I actually don't have a huge stash of fabric, but I feel like I should. I should have a fabric stash so that when I get patterns, I can go through my stash and see if I could avoid buying more, right? Pre-buy? It doesn't save money, Jessica. Quit thinking that. So, yay! That's my haul. Right? Like 2 pieces of fabric is pretty good for being in stitchy Mecca in the Pacific Northwest, really. I mean, everybody talks about that store and it's amazing. I want to go back and hopefully I will. Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna take a drink of my beverage here. Ray Dunn. Everyone in my group, Stitchy group, is into this stuff and I'm like, what? I don't get it. And now I have one and I get it and I want more because this thing is massive. Massive. Okay, one last thing, because last episode I showed my tatting. I decided that I would show you the progress on that as well. Let's just keep going with the tatting. Here we are. Last episode I had 1.5, I think, motifs finished. Now I have 5 finished. And I'm using DMC Pearl Cotton number 5. This one is 4040, and this color is 4120. And I don't have a whole lot left. I have this left. And my original plan was to do 6 of these. But the more I think about it, the more I want to do 16. How do I leap from 6 to 16? I don't know. I love it. I love it. This is from a book, and I mentioned this book in the last episode, and I said the person's name completely wrong. It was the wrong name. It is from this book, New Tatting by Tomoko Morimoto. And it's just a really nice book. Like, look at the pictures. They're so clear. Everything is good about this book. So the pattern I'm using out of here is a square flower motif. I'm not gonna show the chart. Boop, chart. Okay. And I'm just going to town on it. So maybe I'll do 16. Maybe I'll do 9. I like the idea of it being a square. So I could do 9 or I could do 16. And I feel like I want it to be enormous. Here's the wrong side. So I haven't hidden these ends, but I hid the rest of them. I don't know, is this boring for people? Is tatting boring? I don't know. Do people care about this? It's just something fun to do with floss that is not cross stitch. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to continue to show it because I continue to do it. So, and it's very portable because it just like, I fold it up so tiny. It fits in a tiny little bag with all my threads and shuttles. My favorite shuttles are just the clover, and I put Mod Podge on them, so like, oh, come on. This one has like a flamingo on it. I don't know. I just found pretty paper and Mod Podged it on. Gotta love Mod Podge. Okay. That is everything I'm working on right now. So I guess I'll close this episode for now. Until next time, wash your damn hands, and for the love of God, stop touching your face.